Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway, qualifying for Sunday's Subway Fresh Fit 600. Our apologies for the technical difficulties that have delayed the start of qualifying. 47 cars ready at the get-go for this session.
You know, looking at Jeff Gordon there, you see Brad Keselowski trying to get from behind the wall from the sun. But talking about Jeff Gordon, that probably was the biggest recovery over those 2 practice sessions because they struggled. In fact, he couldn't even drive it when the track opened for practice. And by the end of the second practice, he was definitely one of the fastest cars that were out there.
I think what happened, if you look, Mark Martin shot to the top of the chart. All the Hendrick cars, remember we talked about, man, they might be in trouble, 48, 24, 88. All of a sudden, Mark shot to the top of the charts, and all of a sudden, all the Hendrick cars started running a lot better.
They followed suit.
Wonder what they did.
All right, let's check with Matt.
I found him. Well, catching up with Brad Keselowski, waiting for his car to show up here on the grid. Now you qualified third for the Nationwide Series race later tonight. But the sun is starting to slowly set. How big of a hindrance will that be, even though you go out early coming down into turn 1?
Well, you know, I don't think the glare is going to be a big deal. The big deal is the speed. The track is going to pick up so much speed as the shade goes down. So, you know, draw is very important here at Phoenix. But, you know, we're going to do the best we can with our Penske Dodge and hopefully get a strong run out of it for qualifying. That's an important way to start off your weekend with qualifying, especially in these impound races. So we'll do what we can do. And either way, the Penske cars have been so great at Phoenix over the last few years, really fast. So I think we'll be great come race time.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
It's good. I'm with Mark Martin and won the pole for this race last year. How will you drive your lap? Is this a deal where you've got to be hard on the brakes going into the corner, or do you loft it in? How hard are you on the gas coming off?
As much as I can. You know, you got to measure everything based off of when you leave pit road and you go into turn 3 and off of 4, you've got to measure what you got and try to get everything you can get based on what you think you have there down here. And, you know, I'll drive as hard as I can and take a chance on going a little too far, and hopefully we'll keep it in line and keep it pointing in the right direction and go really fast. You know, I'd love to sit on the pole today. Really love to win tomorrow night. GoDaddy.com's headquarters are here in Phoenix, Scottsdale. And we got a lot of folks from there that want to cheer their car on. So we're going to try to give them something to cheer about.
We wish you the best. Good luck. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Dick. Now, late in this qualifying session will be the go or go homers, and here they are in order of their practice speeds. That means that from that line down, if the field were set on practice speeds, which it is not, the 4 drivers who would go home would be Johnny Sauter, Max Pappas, Eric Almirola, who was pretty quick in the first session, and Brandon Ash, the West Coast driver who makes an occasional attempt here at the Sprint Cup Series.
Boy, a guy that's sweating bullets would be Tommy Baldwin, who owns that 36 and that 35 car, 1 in, 1 out as far as practice.
Here's our Sponsifier track description. Phoenix is a 1-mile oval, and nothing about it is symmetrical.
It's not an oval.
It's a roval.
It's a roval, yeah, with elevation change, really. As you go up the back, you can see here at our shot, you come up a little bit of a grade going in, up out of turn 2. You run down into turn 3. Both turns are different. It's really a challenging track, but a fun track.
Roval. That is an oval track that drives like a road course.
You got it.
But like even Brad Keselowski alluded to, we're going to have even more difference in the ends of the racetrack because 1 and 2 is starting to get more and more shade, especially turn 1. Turn 3 and 4 will never see shade during this qualifying session.
For these first 3 to 5 drivers, not sure if the track's going to show enough shade, and we begin with Kyle Busch, who has only 1 top 10 finish to show for this season, though he's been top 10 on the grid in both races here last year. Finished 22nd at Martinsville, lost 6 positions in the points, down to 16th.
Well, we'll get a feel for what I think kind of speed we have in the racetrack because he was 8th quickest. He ran a 27.54 in that final practice session. And I promise you, all of the crew chiefs and drivers that are going in the first part of this practice, the first thing they want to know, did Kyle back up what he practiced? Was he slower or was he faster?
He sounded like he may have been just a teeny bit late into the gas on that first lap down at 1 and 2. see what kind of lap time he gets here.
Wow, 27:09. That's about a half a second pickup from what he ran in that practice
I just
session.
felt like, Larry, that's what would happen, though. I mean, even though it's 4 o'clock, I felt like the speed would really shoot up. These guys just have a tendency to tune these things up and get them tightened up for these guys to qualify. And,
I'd say wow, because on the second lap he carried 163 miles an hour into the corner.
A flat corner.
That's hard to believe.
And he is slower on lap 2, 27:22.
Which is, you know, it's always interesting to me. We watch these guys in practice and we'll say, oh, the second lap's going to be quicker. Never is. They usually get all they can get on that first one.
Dick Bergman?
With Jeff Gordon, who won Happy Hour 3 times. He's won the pole here for races at Phoenix in this series. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, you know, we just saw the first lap there with Kyle, so we know the track's picked up. We just hope we can pick up enough going early. The sun it's great right here right now for visibility. You don't get that sun blocking you in the shade and all that stuff going into one. But I don't think the track conditions are quite as good as they'll be a little bit later in qualifying. But hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. DuPont Chevrolet was awesome in practice, and we'd just love to try to back that up with another great lap here. We'll see.
All right, we wish you the best. Thanks.
Kurt Busch in the yellow-wheeled Blue Deuce has started in the top 3 the last 3 races here. He's led more laps than anybody in Sprint Cup racing this year. Las Vegas pole winner.
Saw 165 on Kurt getting into turn 3, and then heavy braking getting into the corners.
Not quite up to what his brother ran on that first lap, doesn't look like.
Boy, it's close. 27:10 to that 27:09 by Kyle.
See if he can pick up any on the second lap. I think the way they set these cars up, the air in the tires,
Just looking right there, it doesn't look like it.
Everything they do to these cars is really to get it all in the first lap.
Now it's coming down, coming into the corner. Down, and he's up to pole, and away it goes.
That's called getting a little too much getting in. Couldn't get it off the corner.
27:12, 2/100 slower.
2 nice laps.
2 very good laps. Next, Bobby Labonte, Brad Keselowski, and Ryan Newman.
Saturday.
Well, Grand Am is an exciting place to be.
The Rolex Sports Car Series is really heating up.
That's an interior fire.
And tempers are hotter than a cockpit fire.
Look at Rojas, he goes to the inside, turns Brian Frisella around.
The R1 car hit 2 people, including us. It was ridiculous.
I guess I can do that to him the next race.
Now we head south to Alabama to clear the air.
But emotions are still high.
The Rolex Sports Car Series.
We will always have an exciting finish.
Live from Birmingham, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
A broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear.
HLN every night. Issues with Jane Velez Mitchell at 7, Nancy Grace at 8 and 10, and the Joy Behar Show at 9.
Every night, the news and the views that everyone is talking about.
HLN, news and views.
Let Heavenly Greens renovate your bleak and boring backyard with a Heavenly Greens backyard makeover. Snap a photo of your backyard disaster and enter for a chance to win a picture-perfect renovation courtesy of Heavenly Greens. Visit heavenlygreens.com/makeover for details.
Speed's presentation of Sprint Cup qualifying from Phoenix is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 foot-long subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you by the Sponsifier. Visit ToyotaRacing.com and click on Design It, Enter It. And by Honda Generators, the power of choice. Bobby Labonte in the TRG Racing Chevrolet is our next qualifier. This will be Bobby's 24th Phoenix start. He has a pole here and a third place finish.
You know, Larry, guys that are back in the lineup here for qualifying, say back down here where Jimmy Johnson is, they got to be licking their chops.
Yes,
right
they
now.
will. I think we'll see somebody running the 26s,
oh, yeah.
or probably several of them.
You see those times that have popped up there already. They say, whoa, boy, have we got something for these guys.
Labonte's second lap. He is the first driver to be faster on his second lap, 27.66. Matt?
And Kyle Busch, the first driver to head out on the racetrack. So how different was the track conditions compared to practice?
Pretty similar, actually. Our car was pretty good. The M&M's Camry was good. Dave and the guys made some nice adjustments there from practice to qualifying, and it seemed like it worked pretty well. You know, we didn't know what to expect going out first, but you know, that guy named Luck, he drew for us today, and he hadn't been on our side all year yet, but maybe one of these days he'll come on the dark side with us. But
whoever he is, I would suggest getting somebody else.
No kidding, right? I know, but go check out MMS.com and vote for your favorite character, whether it's red, yellow, green, blue, orange. You know, you got a chance to win $50,000 and some other great cool prizes, and you know, it's always fun to know who's your favorite color.
Mike?
Thanks, Matt. Now, Ryan Newman is on track, and he is second quickest because they pushed Brad Keselowski's car way back toward the hauler.
And we're being told that he's on that 5-minute clock with that 12 car. Ryan Newman.
He might just snatch the pole from Kyle Busch. He does. 27.06.
I think we're just going to see this for a while. Faster and faster and faster.
Well, now Newman is a 4-time pole winner here. That's the most of any driver at Phoenix.
And he is the track record holder. That track record probably safe today, 26.49. He did that back in 2004.
Second lap will be slower for Newman.
Yeah, Larry, if they could get this car to run that fast, that spoiler definitely made a big difference.
Yes, it did.
Good point. So it's Newman, Kyle, Kurt, and Bobby Labonte. And there goes Brad Keselowski's car the wrong way through the garage area. NASCAR official alongside.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And they have 5 minutes from the time it was sent out of the qualifying line to get back into position, or they forfeit their run.
That didn't look like a team that was in a hurry. They're not on the 5-minute clock.
Well, it is very hot out. Mark Martin, speaking of hot, Mark won the pole and the race here last year. In the fall, he started 10th, finished 4th. This will be his 27th start at Phoenix. He has 16 top 10 starts here.
Been a good racetrack for him. He's led 833 laps here at this 1-mile racetrack.
Pretty sporty off of 2 that time.
And you know what? It made ground up all the way down that back straightaway when you get off the corner good.
Got off there great.
He has fallen out of the top dozen. He's in 17th in the points and
lost it.
In need of a rebound. And this lap is only good enough for 4th fastest at 27.12.
Got a little tail happy down there, and he couldn't. I don't know if he had to get out of the throttle or not, but it slowed him down.
We believe that almost everyone will take the 2 laps because there's an odds-on chance that second lap will be quicker. In Mark Martin's case, he'll need it to be.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
It doesn't look like it's going to be almost identical. In fact, just a few 1,000ths faster.
Mark Martin is 4th. Coming up, Elliott Sadler, Kevin Conway, David Reagan.
Are you ready to discover NASCAR Nation's next great superstar? Catch an all-new episode of America's Wildest Talent Show, Fast Track to Fame, this Monday on Speed.
It's time for
Welcome back. These television providers all claim they have the best customer satisfaction. Gentlemen, where's the cable guy?
He'll be here between 12 and 4. DirecTV was ranked #1 in customer satisfaction 4 years running. Satisfaction? What does that even mean?
Judges. What'd I miss?
Now that you've got the truth, get DirecTV. Stay tuned.
No, not now. Come on, please.
Oh, great. Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Engineered to start day in and day out, even under the most extreme conditions. Duralast, proven tough, only at AutoZone.
Want a real good lunch at a real good price real fast? Then it's Golden Corral's legendary lunch buffet. Slow roasted pot roast, homemade meatloaf, an endless choice of delicious salads, all for one amazing low price. Only at Golden Corral.
Forward, faster, never looking back, going up, going down, to the top and to the track.
The energy drink for your feet. ZigTech. I get more train, less pain.
Welcome to the center of the universe. Eye of the sheet metal storm. A V8 vortex of soul-stirring thunder and blistering speed. Where pistons pound out the fury of 35,000 horses in unison with 100,000 beating hearts. A world where adrenaline is the fuel of choice. And everything else is just a game.
5 drivers have been on the clock. Brad Keselowski's piece pushed back to the garage area. Elliott Sadler is next. Here's Dick.
With Greg Biffle, who's having a terrific start to the 2010 season. Every single one of his Point Cup races, he has finished in the top 10. And right now, second in points. It's a big turnaround from last year. To what you attribute the success?
You know, just a lot of hard work from everybody back at the shop and on this race car. And Greg Irvin and I have got a few years together now. We're learning more and more about these cars, and you know, that's just what it is. We're focused. We're trying to catch that 48 car. We're trying to bump him off, but we're not going to give up.
Everybody's looking for that 48 car, Mike.
Thanks, Dick. Elliott Sadler, Dick told you earlier, 400th career start tomorrow. The cars he has driven have won in prize money over $43 million in those 399 starts.
Larry, if everybody that wants to beat the 48 car should beat the 48 car at once, he'll finish dead last.
And I don't see that happening no time soon.
Everybody wants to beat the 48.
Elliott Sadler trying to pick up on lap 2, his first lap, 27.63.
Yeah, of the Richard Petty Motorsports cars, the only one that really seemed to have some speed in those practice sessions was A.J. Allmendinger, who was second quickest. Elliott was way back in the practice sheet.
Second lap was quicker, and here comes Keselowski, 7 manpower, bringing that car back to the line. Matt?
They're hustling now, yeah.
Mike. And Mike, the guy that used to drive that car, Ryan Newman, currently P1. So how would you describe your qualifying effort? Was it better at either end of the racetrack?
I thought the guys did a great job giving me a great Tornado Chevrolet, but I didn't hit my marks the way I wanted to. I won the pole here 4 times, and I've had a lot better laps than what I just ran, but so far it's good enough to be P1, but I don't think it's going to hold up by any means.
Thanks, Matt. Kevin Conway on track, the number 38 Ford. He turns 32 next Thursday. He has 1 Nationwide Series start and 1 Camping World Truck Series race here.
Really
Top
good
20 finish.
Good kid. I really have always been a fan of his. His dad worked for me. Good kid.
And you know, the biggest thing he's doing, I know the performance is not that great, but you know what? He's finishing the race. He's still out there when the checkered flag waves, and that's the only way you're going to learn.
I think he's done a great job considering his experience level and everything else.
He is 37th in driver points, but because the car had a different driver at Daytona, they are in the top 35 in owner points, and that's what counts.
Yeah, because he did not even race in the Daytona 500, didn't even attempt to qualify.
Because NASCAR had not approved him to race a Cup car on that fast a track.
But that in and of itself is a great compliment to the job he's done.
Yes.
I mean, you know, he's easily fallen out of the top 35, but he's kept the car up there and doing a nice job.
28-22, that's about 6/10 off Bobby Labonte. And here comes Dick Berggren running to get the scoop on Brad Keselowski's car.
Well, I hope they're almost there. Dick doesn't look like he can go much further.
I bet Dick can go further than those guys pushing that 12 car.
Well, why isn't he helping them push it?
I was kind of wondering that myself.
If you're gonna run along the side,
I believe he's got the answer, right, Dick?
Brad, what happened to the car?
I'm not sure. Got to get right in it, though, to get our qualifying lap in, so I got to go.
Okay.
Drivers.
Not sure.
We'll get
he
to
was
talk to
he
him.
was standing out on pit road waiting for the car. He wasn't back in the garage with the mechanics. So interesting. David Reagan will be our. That's why Brad wasn't out of breath. David Reagan will be our 8th qualifier then. This will be his 7th trip to Phoenix. He's had 4 top 20 starts this season, the best being 15th at California.
He did have a top 10 finish here, finished 10th back November in 2008.
I thought the little crew chief swap on this team would produce a little fruit. You know, he and Donnie Wingo. I thought that would be a good marriage. So far, they've still got some work to do.
Not a bad lap, 27.20. He is 5th overall right now, and quicker than the other 2 Fords that have qualified.
Actually, that's a pretty darn good lap.
Yeah, I think in a practice, if someone had said, "Can you run a 27.20?" I'm not sure anybody would have taken that. Said, "No way, I can run that fast."
Here, David's going to run that $1 Million Legends car race at Lowe's Motor Speedway this summer.
Bill Elliott.
Him and probably several thousand others.
I think I read where Bill Elliott's going to run that race.
Really?
I think I did.
Well, there's a lot of fellows.
Yeah, balance was similar to last run in practice there.
A lot of fellows in Cup have come out of that program. Joey Logano, Reed Sorensen, David, all raced against each other.
Good little series. You learn a lot.
Brandon McReynolds came out of Bandoleros.
Bandoleros, yeah.
Him and Coleman Presley, and a lot of kids come up through there. Larry, we're going to have to hold our breath Sunday.
Yeah, we are. Brandon's going to make his little ARCA debut up in Salem, Indiana, driving for Eddie Sharp up there. Pretty pumped up about it. I should get to make it up there, and I'm excited about being there.
Take it from ODW, been there many times. That's a bear of a track.
Here comes Jeff Gordon looking for P1 against Ryan Newman. Can he beat 27 seconds?
Oh, I think he can. As good as he was in practice.
He bobbled a little bit right in the middle of 3 and 4, though, Darrell, and you could see the tracker move. It may have come back there.
He torqued her back.
27.01.
Yeah, he torqued her back.
First for Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, it's almost like what he did. He hesitated until he knew he could get to the throttle and stay in it. He wasn't going to have to feather it.
It's kind of that's the way you drive this car. You cannot hurry this car up. You got to wait on it.
Gordon is a 3-time pole winner at Phoenix.
Man, big drop off. 01 to a 55.
I think going into 3, Darrell, where the car started to get away from him, he just let right off it and ran a lap that would have been good for 7th fastest.
But they've done an incredible job. Letarte and those guys have turning that car around.
Boy, they were in trouble.
I watched, that was an evil. Started. That thing was evil when they started practice.
I think he put it. We have issues, boys.
Dick?
With Dale Earnhardt Jr., all of the Hendrick cars are in the top 12 in happy hour. How close is your setup to everybody else's, or are you all running different things?
There's a couple little different things on everybody's cars, but they're pretty close. It's pretty cool to be able to lean on your teammates like that and be able to understand what they're doing. And we feel like we got a pretty good car in NASCAR, Amp Energy Chevrolet, and just have to make the right lap. You know, it's a lot of driver here, so we just have to make no mistakes, and we got enough race car. We should be able to qualify in the top 5.
If it's up to the driver, you're all set. Mike?
All right, Brian Vickers has 2 outside pole starts here and 6 top 6 starts in 11 Phoenix races.
Boy, he didn't get off turn 4. I mean, he carried DeMel through the middle of 3 and 4 and lost it all right there, late exit of turn 4.
He sure did. It was on a pole run.
5th, as you see on the tracker. The yellow line indicates his first lap. This lap could be better.
Well, he's after it anyway, but this 3rd and 4th turn is where the sun is pretty well set behind those grandstand in 1 and 2. Got a lot of grip down there. It's still a little evil up here in turn 4.
Same thing again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sun's still beaming down on this end, on that end of the racetrack.
He was better entering 3 this time, but didn't roll the corner and get off 4 as well as he needed to maintain that pace. Matt?
Well, catching up with the 3-time pole winner here. So I don't know what was more impressive, the turnaround your team did on this race car throughout the day or your lap out there.
I don't think that lap's that impressive. I mean, the conditions are not as good as I thought they'd be. Normally this place gets a lot of grip when you go to qualify, so it's an okay lap. That second lap was going to be good, and I just I got into 3 a little too deep and got loose. But
It was a pretty impressive day with my team today. I will say we started off really far off, trying some new things, trying to experiment right now early in the season, and you're going to, it's hard to do that on these, one-day practices like this, but real proud of my guys. They didn't give up. We kept at it, and we made some big gains, certainly for qualifying as well, and I hope it pays off for us in the race as well. We'll see.
Remember, Phoenix, one of those races in the final 10 of the chase.
All right, Brad Keselowski is on track. We still don't know why that car was pushed back to the garage and then back to the qualifying line, but he's going to get to make his attempt, and he's gaining on it coming through the corner.
Tell you what, he got through 3 and 4 good, lost a little bit late exit, but this is still going to be a pretty good lap for this 12 car, 6th quickest.
27:11 with a 9 for Keselowski.
Yeah, one thing that just follow up on Jeff Gordon there a second. On this kind of show, I wouldn't come with my car too far out of what I know works, because man, you get messed up and can't get it back, you're in trouble.
Good point.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of practice, and it is 3.5 hours, but it's only 2 practice sessions, and they're right against each other.
Keselowski's second lap had a chance to be better, but falls off 7/100ths.
Look at the times. We got 01 and Gordon, 06, 09, 10, 11, 11, 12. First 7 cars all over each other.
Dick?
With Denny Hamlin, how's the knee?
It's still attached, but we're just going to try to do the best we can for all these folks at FedEx and Market Your Dimes this weekend. It's a pretty important weekend for us to raise awareness for the March of Dimes. We've got a march coming up for them, and encourage everyone to try to make a donation for those guys. That we've done this now 3 years in a row, and we were able to raise $1.4 million last year, so that was a great thing for us to do, and that's the most important thing we're trying to do this weekend, and along with getting a good finish.
I think you're the toughest guy in Arizona. Good luck this weekend.
Look at this lap for Juan Montoya, who tweeted after the second practice, boy, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. Horrible 2 practices, but a really good lap going right here.
This is the end right here that's making the difference on everybody. Getting out of this corner and not losing a lot of time. And you can see right there, car got a little bit loose in the middle of that corner.
But yeah, hit for 7/8 of this lap. He was on a pole run.
8th for Montoya, 27:17. Let's see here if he can put both ends of the track together.
The car's just too free. It's just a little too loose for him to really pick up any more speed.
Boy, it's great for turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, well, we got shade down there now, so I think that's helping that end of the track. But this is the end is still where you struggle.
I tell you what,
looking good.
He is looking real good. I believe he's going to do it.
Oh my
yes, 26.99, picks up 0.2 of a second.
My goodness, I would have never thought that. Great job. Great job.
For a fellow who's never had a top 10 start here, that is quite a lap for Juan Montoya.
Saturday, NASCAR Race Day powers into Phoenix, and we're there. Before NASCAR's best rumble next to Rattlesnake Hill, we'll recap the drama and the action from Martinsville as an old rivalry was renewed.
And I made sure he wasn't going to win the race after that.
Plus, we will relive the biggest and most controversial moments of the season so far. NASCAR Race Day, built for the Home Depot. Live from Phoenix, Saturday at 5 Eastern.
Only on speed. Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
No, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
On January 12th, a massive earthquake ravaged Haiti's capital, but there's still so much to do. Please join the Clinton Bush Haiti Fund and other organizations as we answer the call to help Haiti build back better. Thank you.
AT&T UVerse is the service that can't. Here's the latest can't. You can't watch live HD on more than 2 TVs at the same time. You can do better than that. With Xfinity, you can watch live HD whenever you want, on as many TVs as you want, all in the comfort of your own home. Enjoy over 3,000 HD choices, plus an on-demand library approaching 20,000 titles and counting. With Xfinity from Comcast, you can do so much more. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
More like super great. Oh, you have a message. Hello.
Calculator humor.
I'll be here all week. I will. That was my schedule.
The freedom to name your price. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame, Charlotte, North Carolina. Get your tickets and charter memberships today.
Scott Speed is on track. In the number 82, he qualified 13th at California, his best effort of the season. And I'm told his new look hairstyle has an even newer look.
It's got no look.
What?
No look, because they shaved it all off.
Larry Mack has more hair than Scott Speed right now.
They said,
you're kidding.
The two worst races he's had are the two races that he had the hair, the hair all spiked up.
Hey, boys,
Everybody's
how about
gonna shave their head.
26.79 on this 82 car? Wow.
See there?
You watch. Next week, everybody will have their head shaved.
I mean, that's 0.2 of a second. That's only 0.3 off of the track record.
His wife tweeted that the haircut brought him bad luck, the spiked up, colored up deal,
Right.
and she was getting rid of it.
What do we call this place? A roval. What is Scott Speed's background? Road racing.
He's a rover right now.
He's a road runner, baby.
That's right.
Dick.
Well, you'd expect to see Tony Stewart's stories in auto racing magazines, but this is the current issue of Forbes, a financial magazine. And look at this, 2 pages on Tony Stewart, the entrepreneur. And just for those who are curious, he's got 13 businesses. Every one of them is successful, and he attributes it to, and I quote, my devilish good looks and my outstanding personality. How about this deal?
Well, you know I'm lying when I said that, so it's 2 things I probably don't have. But no, we've been pretty fortunate to be associated with a lot of great people over my career, and this deal's one of them. To have a partner like Gene Haas, and to have all the fun stuff that we're doing, it's just kind of makes it all worthwhile.
Congratulations.
Greg Biffle on track, coming off a 10th place finish at Martinsville, and the only driver who has finished in the top 10 in every race this year.
Car just didn't look good. He couldn't carry any speed into 3. Got out of it early. I think it might be real tight. Just didn't want to turn. See if he can pick it up, maybe. I wouldn't bet against it.
He's 11th quickest at a 27.21 right now, right there with his teammate David Reagan, right behind David by 1 spot.
Where he's right in there.
Yeah, you can see the car really juking around.
Yeah, well, the front end takes off, and he has to try to catch it, and then it kind of jukes with him.
So Biffle is 11th of 14 so far. Coming up, Regan Smith, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick.
May 2nd, a storm is heading to the open plains, and we're there as NASCAR's toughest trade paint in America's heartland. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, live from Kansas, May 2nd at 12:30 Eastern, only on Speed. Fast, loose, and as wild as it gets. Saturday night, May 22nd, the stars come out and the gloves come off for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race on Speed. It's a winner-take-all dash for cash. And with $1 million on the line, it's checkers or records. The NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race, live Saturday night, May 22nd at 7 Eastern.
Only on Speed.
Hey, JD, you seen my drink anywhere? I'll keep looking.
Where does Carl Edwards get his power? Subway low-fat $5 footlongs like the tempting oven-roasted chicken or Black Forest ham. They fuel him up for amazing performances. Subway, eat fresh.
Found it.
Increase in 6 feet! Back it up!
When business travel leaves you drained, recharge with Comfort Suites. Spacious rooms, free high-speed internet, and free hot breakfast. Comfort Suites. Power up. Now, stay 2 separate times with Comfort Suites or any Choice Hotel and earn a free night. Book at choicehotels.com.
Imagine if you could keep your engine as close as possible to factory clean.
Introducing new Pennzoil Ultra. A revolutionary new synthetic oil that takes clean where it's never been before. Nothing feels like a factory clean engine. And nothing keeps you closer to factory clean than new Pennzoil Ultra Motor Oil.
Tonight, David Rudiman, A.J. Allmendinger stopped by the Ultimate Friday Night House Party NASCAR trackside. You'll see it tonight at midnight Eastern Time, only on Speed.
We're going to ask David Rudiman what it feels like that he actually finally got to speak in a commercial. It was short, but he says, I love love.
But you know what else I didn't realize is that's a fisherman's outfit he has on. Those are overalls, bib overalls.
It is?
And his helmet is painted like a fish. So you really got to pay attention when he walks through to catch all that.
Couldn't prove it by me, gosh. All right, Regan Smith in the Furniture Row Chevrolet. This will be his 4th trip to Phoenix. He has 1 top 10 start here. He also has 4 nationwide and 2 Truck Series starts.
Yeah, they just never found what they were looking for in practice. This is a car they bought from Richard Childress Racing. It was built for these boys, and he was 40th quickest, and right now he's 13th of the 15 cars.
Boy, that's just so depressing. To go buy a good, from a team that you know is having success, give you the same thing that they've got, and it doesn't work for you.
With Hendrick engines in this car.
With great power.
A much better second lap for Regan Smith picks him up to 10th. Matt?
And catching up with Brad Keselowski. Now you're looking at the cars up on the pylon. You barely made it out there. Did that affect the way you approached your qualifying effort at all?
A little bit, but you got to be really tough to drive these race cars, and mentally, you have to get over that real quick, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And we was able to get out there, ran 2 pretty good laps. Felt like we made a major gain from where we were in practice, and it's a little surprised. I thought that would be a little higher up the boards than it was, but Scott Speed and them guys ran a great lap, and got to give them credit. But this race car was really good in race trim, so pretty excited about the Abyss Dodge here. So it's going to be fun tomorrow night.
And the issue why they were a little late to the grid, they had a slight inspection issue, which it went through a second time. The car all legal. They were good to go. That was why they had a little delay.
Joey Logano on track. Coming off that second place finish at Martinsville. His 3rd top 10 of the year, and they've got a little need for speed issue here.
The thing just looked like it laid over on the right rear down in turns 1 and 2, and it just didn't turn for him.
And he was good in both practice sessions. He was 11th in the first practice, 9th in the second one.
You can see how much darker it is there. He's coming out of the shade right there. That's definitely helped the traction and the grip level in 1 and 2, but most guys are struggling more down on this end of the speedway as you go down that hill into turn 3. Looks like he's going to recover a little bit here with this lap.
Looks like he's going to recover quite nicely. He actually got off turn 4 good. He's working on the outside of the front row. 2nd quickest, 26.98.
I believe they had the air pressure real low in those tires, because when he went into that first lap, the thing just looked like it kind of rolled over with him. Second lap, it set up there like it was supposed to.
Great recovery.
Wow. That's horrible.
Toyota's on the front row right now.
That's the second time I've heard him say that about the car. He said, not driving very good, doesn't feel very good, but it must be better than everybody else's.
Except for one fellow, Matt.
And that qualifying effort by Scott Speed even impressed the driver. You picked up almost a full second from practice.
Yeah, well, we knew after, looking at all the data after practice, that our car was pretty good, so we kind of knew we had it in it. It was just a matter of kind of putting it out there. But I gotta say, as a team, we did a good job this weekend, because this is one of those places where we only get 2 practices all weekend, so you really have to maximize those as much as you can. So obviously we've done a good job with that, and hopefully it's still good in race trim.
All right, thanks, Scott.
Thanks.
Hiding that hairdo, lest the secret of his speed get out. And here is Kevin Harvick. In the last 3 races we've had time trials, he's wound up 2nd, 9th, and 11th. This will be his 15th trip to Phoenix. Best qualifying effort in the last 5 races. 17th, but he does have an outside pole here.
Yeah, they struggled both races here last year.
Yep.
And right now only 14th out of the 17 cars that's qualified. Didn't make a lot of noise in neither one of the practices either today.
14th on his first lap. This lap should be better.
Definitely looking a little better here. Flirting with the top 10.
Always like what...
Loose, 27-12. So 11th for Kevin Harvick. Coming up, Marcus Ambrose, Dale Jr., and Clint Boyer.
There's a narrow package, Larry.
Summer haircut.
Yeah. The handsome awesome, man.
And I named our car.
Perfection. It's a term reserved for only the rarest of the rare. And in NASCAR, it's a term reserved for Richmond International Raceway. Richmond is that one-of-a-kind balance of high speed and side-by-side action, where beating and banging take a backseat to nothing. In a place where the racing is all that matters. Welcome to Richmond. Welcome to Racing Perfection. Tickets start at $40 as Crown Royal presents the Heath Calhoun 400, Saturday, May 1st. Call 866-455-RACE or visit RIR.com.
Here's to getting a weekend project done in record time. Yeah. Here's to mapping out a game plan, to precise measurements, and powerful tools that make a lot of noise. Here's to getting your hands dirty and ending up with something you can be proud of. Really proud of. Here's to Joey Logano and that number 20 team. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Comcast presents Sherlock Holmes.
Holmes, does your depravity know no bounds?
No. Rebellious.
Has issued a warrant for your arrest.
We'll see about that. Dangerous. Oh, dear. Reckless. Sherlock Holmes. Watch the latest movies. Find them here in your on-demand menu. With On-Demand from Comcast, you get entertainment on your terms.
AT&T Uverse is the service that can't. Here's the latest can't. You can't watch live HD on more than 2 TVs at the same time. You can do better than that. With Xfinity, you can watch live HD whenever you want, on as many TVs as you want, all in the comfort of your own home. Enjoy over 3,000 HD choices, plus an on-demand library approaching 20,000 titles and counting. With Xfinity from Comcast, you can do so much more. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Scott Speed has given them something to shoot at. 26.79. That is only 0.3 off the track qualifying record. And Marcus Ambrose, who spun earlier today and who started the season with 2 DNFs. He's had 3 top 15s in the last 4 races. This is his 4th trip to Phoenix.
Larry,
looks like he's on a flyer.
That track record would have been with the old Twisted Sister, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so
that was back in 2004. So yeah, that was the old car. Ryan Newman's a track record. Pretty good lap going with this 47 car.
Looks like the hot tip is to spin out in practice.
Second on the first lap, 26.90 for Ambrose.
Great lap for Marcos. 26.90 and 26.94. Both laps were good laps.
Matt.
Joey Logano bumped down to 3rd. Is the sun becoming a factor as you're heading off down into turn 1 yet?
Yeah, pretty hard to see. That's going to be, and it's going to keep getting worse. The sun's still pretty high, and you know, it's kind of the beast of this place. You know, it's hard to see, and but we got good Home Depot Toyota. I was surprised we ran that good. I thought it was horrible. My first lap, I overdrove into one, locked at the left front, so knew I had to get the second lap, and this car is pretty good. Definitely the best I ever qualified here. I think the best I ever qualified is like 27th or something. I'm pumped up with that, and I think we'll be good. And I think the race car is pretty good too. So we'll keep plugging along and maybe learn some stuff tonight for tomorrow for the nationwide car.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Logano's second lap was 0.2 quicker than his first as Dale Earnhardt Jr., who's never had a pole here, but he has started 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and he has 2 victories at Phoenix.
He did a little bit what his teammate Jeff Gordon did. He let that thing roll the middle, waited a little bit to pick the throttle up. Looks like it's going away a little bit in 3 and 4, but actually I think he did the same thing in 3 and 4 that he did in 1 and 2.
Just can't, like I said, you can't rush this car. You got to let it take a set, and then you can get on it, but you can't get on it before it's ready.
3rd for Junior on the first lap, and he's lost a lot through turn 2.
He becomes the 5th car to run in the 26s.
This thing is just teetering right on being loose.
So the first lap will be the lap of record for Dale Earnhardt Jr., 26.93, 3rd quickest.
I think he'll like that lap, though. That's a pretty nice run.
Coming up, Clint Boyer, Matt Kenseth, and Denny Hamlin.
Saturday.
Well, Grand Am is an exciting
place to be.
The Rolex Sports Car Series is really heating up.
That's an interior fire.
And tempers are hotter than a cockpit fire.
Look at Rojas. He goes to the inside, turns Brian Frizell around.
The R1 car hit 2 people, including us. It was ridiculous.
I guess I can do that to him the next race.
Now we head south to Alabama to clear the air.
But emotions are still high.
The Rolex Sports Car Series.
We will always have an exciting finish.
Live from Birmingham, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
No, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
This isn't going to be just any flu season, and children are especially at risk for the H1N1 flu virus. So let's join together and fight the flu. By getting your children their flu vaccines, you'll protect your family and help prevent the spread of the flu. Flu vaccines are safe and are the most effective way to prevent the flu. Get the facts at flu.gov. Together, we can all fight the flu.
You'll receive training as an entry-level technician and can add NASCAR-specific courses that teach you everything from engines and fabrication to aerodynamics, pit crew essentials, and welding.
They go through pretty much exactly what you're going to go through with a race car. You can go to NTI and come out a full-fledged mechanic.
If you want a career in motorsports, NASCAR Technical Institute is the place to be. Call or visit uti.edu today to find out more.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame, Charlotte, North Carolina. Get your opening day tickets and charter memberships today.
Clint Boyer on track. His Cup career started here in 2005. This will be his 10th trip to Phoenix. He has one top 10 start here and comes off a 7th place run at Martinsville.
Not going to be a very good first lap for Clint. He's going to be well back.
Clint won the nationwide race here 3 years ago, but that first lap is 17th fastest.
That's a little faster than his teammate Kevin Harvick ran on lap 1. Kevin, of course, picked up a couple of tenths on lap 2.
Wonder, Larry, about qualifying the nationwide car and then getting out of that nationwide car and jumping in a Cup car and going and qualifying.
Yeah, because when I look at our top 5 or 6, the only one that's actually running a nationwide series car is Joey Logano, who right now is 4th quickest. Joey qualified in the top 10 in the nationwide series.
When I was
earlier.
thinking about Biffle and Harvick and even Boyer, I think he's in the 21 car.
Nice pickup for Boyer on lap 2, moves him up to 14th. Matt?
2 e-ticket rides today for Marcos Ambrose. First a spin and then a stellar qualifying effort. What does that run do for you and this team over how your season has started?
Well, I just really wanted to thank my guys because they've had a great year. They've given me good stuff all season long, and they just keep bouncing back. We've had a tough day. We didn't have a handle on the car to get going. We spun out, we got it good, then we switched to qualifying trim, and that really stunk, and we nearly crashed again in practice. So to bounce back like we did today, the car was great. We're just really doing it as a team. We got Kingsford on board for the first time. They always said that Kingsford cooks with smoke. I didn't realise I was going to smoke the tyres out there when I spun out in practice, but all's good now. We feel good about ourselves. I'm looking forward to the race.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Matt Kenseth, Crown Royal Black number 17. Matt has 2 top 10 starts here at Phoenix. His average start here is 21st, but he was pretty good in practice.
I'd hedge my bets with this guy right here for the race tomorrow night.
But he did exact opposite in 3 and 4 what he did in 1 and 2. He eased it down into turn 1. It's almost like he overdrove the entrance of turn 3, and he paid the price on the exit of 4 on that first lap.
But look at the pickup on lap 2. He got through 1 and 2 much more cleanly this time.
He's packing it in there hard, Larry, and using quite a bit of brake, and it's upsetting the car as he gets into 3. And there, it just snapped out a little bit with him as well. So got his hands full down in 3 and 4. Really hurts his lap time.
And he stays 15th with a 27.16.
I'm not so sure he didn't just try to make it all up getting into the corner, and that messed up
especially
the whole
into
corner
3,
in 3 and 4, yeah.
"21 drivers have been on the clock. Denny Hamlin is next, then Tony Stewart, Travis Kvapil, Martin Truex. Hamlin has a pole, 5 top 10 starts here, an average start of 9.7, average finish of 9.5. And we taped this when he was climbing in and out earlier today with that left knee that is just a week and a half out of surgery.
Actually pretty mobile when you think about he had surgery a week 10 days ago. There you can see the leg. He has to be real ginger with it getting out. But still, he's bending it quite a bit. This is later in the day, and by the end of the day here, he was having to ice it to get rid of some of the swelling.
Hamlin was quick in the first practice. Quickest, that is.
He's going to have some work to do on that second lap with this 11 car.
I think they may have untuned this one because that is way...
15th on lap 1.
And, you know, honestly, it started going away on them about halfway through that second practice. They only ended up 23rd quickest, even though they were quickest in the first practice.
Might pick up a little here.
He's trying, working it.
Good through the middle of the corner.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
There it goes. The tracker's a little behind what actually happens on the racetrack, and that big slide cost Hamlin the second lap, ended up being slower.
It's amazing he ran that quick with it being that far out of shape. Now, Casey Mears will be standing in for him tomorrow night. Casey actually made some laps in the car in the first practice session.
You can see here he's up off. You want to be down on the bottom of the racetrack. He got out there just on the edge of the groove, and the back end snapped around. That thing is out of. Whoa!
Wow.
Headed for the wall right there.
And the shame is coming off the corner when it's sliding sideways, it's not pushing forward.
And you can't let off the gas. You just kind of play with it like you're on dirt.
Tony Stewart in the green initiative paint scheme for Office Depot. Green and metallic brown on the number 14.
Well, he drove down into one, I think, a little wee bit too hard. And it's hurt him in the center and off.
8 top 10 starts, 9 top 10 finishes here for Smoke.
He only has 4 finishes outside the top 15 of his 16 races here. Going to end up right now 7th quickest, 27:02. Pretty good lap for Smoke.
Yep, good job of getting it off. He was actually better in 3 and 4 than he was in 1 and 2.
We're trying to go quicker.
Yeah, he packed it into turn 1 and paid the price.
Tried to find a little bit more, and he knew immediately.
Yeah. This will be one and done.
Watch his hands on the wheel. Coming down the front straight, you're running about 160 mile an hour right here getting into turn 1.
Heavy on the brake.
Gingerly turn it in there, but as you can see, he's got to start whacking on the wheel, and he loses the car, and up the hill she goes.
And hats off to our Fox Speed TV crew. They're putting in a 16-hour day today to be able to bring you these pictures and accounts of qualifying. And we appreciate it.
Tonight, NASCAR prepares to duel in the desert. And we're there as David Ruderman and A.J. Allmendinger stop by the ultimate Friday night house party. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside tonight at midnight Eastern.
Only on Speed.
Fast, loose, and as wild as it gets. Saturday night, May 22nd, the stars come out and the gloves come off for the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race on Speed. It's a winner-take-all dash for cash. And with $1 million on the line, it's checkers or records. The NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race, live Saturday night, May 22nd at 7 Eastern.
Only on Speed.
When you come to CarQuest, you'll find the quality parts you need and the service you deserve, along with the peace of mind that you've come to a place you can trust, where our people are happy to share their expertise to help you get it right. Whether you're a Saturday superstar or one of our many professional customers, when you deal with any of our 3,000 CarQuest stores, you'll discover an experience as exceptional as our products, plus the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. Great products, great prices, and something more at CarQuest Auto Parts.
I went into one of those dollar stores the other day to buy a pencil, and guess how much it cost? $2. Not no math whiz, but it seems to me the money doesn't go as far as it used to. With Denny's new 2, 4, 6, 8 value menu, you can get 16 different meals for $2, $4, $6, and $8 any time of day.
It's time for
Welcome back. These three television providers claim to have the most HD channels. Judges, who will you believe?
Pass. We have the most HD channels. If you count our part-time HD channels. We have over 130 channels, all HD, all the time. All the time. All the time.
Judges?
If this were to tell a lie, I'd be crushing you.
Now that you've got the truth, get DirecTV. Stay tuned.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobil 1, the choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobil 1.
Speed's coverage of Sprint Cup qualifying from Phoenix is brought to you by Gander Mountain. Gear up for spring at Gander Mountain's Get It, Get Outdoors event going on now. Find the latest innovative gear to make your next fishing or camping trip the best ever.
Travis Quapple, this 34 car, struggled in practice earlier. First lap 27.71, puts him 23rd quickest. This car right now is just barely inside the top 35 of owner points, just 54 points to the good right now over Robbie Gordon.
23rd on lap 1, 27.71. 25th at Las Vegas was his best start of the season. And the second lap is a tick slower. Dick?
With Sam Hornish, who has quite a record of firsts here at Phoenix. First ever IRL win here, first ever Cup start here, first ever nationwide start here, first ever Cup top 10 finish here. What are you going to do first this weekend?
I don't know. We got our first, I think, P1 on the board here in practice last time we were out here, but you know, the car was pretty good in qualifying trim. We were just a little bit off there. Our race trim stuff wasn't that great, but we know that tomorrow is going to change a lot. So we're just really excited to get out there, get the Mobil 1 Dodge out there, get racing tomorrow. Wish we were running tonight, and I'm just excited about it. I don't know what we're going to have, but I always love coming here because I always feel like we can make small adjustments and get the car where we need it to be.
Everybody loves this place. They really do.
Thanks, Dick. Martin Truex Jr. has 5 top 10 starts in 8 Phoenix appearances, including the pole here last November.
Had good runs in both races last year. Top 10 finishes, finished 5th in the fall after sitting on the pole.
Like he got off of turn 2, just not quite like he needed to.
Darrell, does it seem that the early success of some drivers has some of these later drivers just going into turn 1 and just running it in too hard?
You know, you might be right, Mike. It might be that the confidence level, because you see the speeds of the other guys are running, you think the grip's there, you bail yours off in there and you say, whoa, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. 27.15 is the first lap for Truex. This lap looks way better.
Yeah, if he just didn't overdrive getting into turn 3, definitely he's going to improve. In fact, the car stuck right there and he nailed the throttle. Going to be a great second lap, 6th quickest.
Great lap, 27 flat, 6th place for Martin Truex. What a comeback.
1,500s quicker.
Learned his lesson on lap 1 and capitalized on lap 2.
I'm not sure. He got into 3 and the car hopped just a little bit, but he was able to hang on to it and got off of 4. Great.
But yeah, 15/100s have picked him up about 12, 13 spots.
That's amazing, isn't it? And if you know, from a driver's perspective, 1500s is nothing. You don't even know how you did it. You know, 700s on the one end, 700s on the other.
Jamie McMurray, the Bass Pro Shop Chevy, won the pole at California, but our Daytona winner has now slipped to 19th in the point standings. He has one Phoenix win, and that came in the Nationwide Series in 2004.
This could be a good run right here. This car was fast in practice.
Yeah, he was a lot like the 11 car. He was really good in the first practice, and it seemed to slip away a little bit in that second practice from this group.
Packs it in. You see the tracker move to the left. Rolls the middle.
It's going to pick up a little bit over.
Decent drive off.
Yeah, got a good run off of turn 4.
Top 10, 9th for McMurray, 27.04.
I believe this car might do better on the second lap because this car should be faster than that.
Well, he definitely got through 1 and 2 a lot better. You can see the tracker.
He was at the top of our board in both practice sessions for a long time. Oh, now she wiggled a little bit with him right there, and now it slid up the hill. No,
it's all gone.
Yeah, she wiggled with him getting in, and he knew it wasn't going to do any good.
Trying to get a little bit more.
Almost looked like that first lap was the safety lap, and the second lap was the go for it lap. He went for it, and it went.
NASCAR heads to Phoenix. Jimmy Johnson leads NASCAR's best into a primetime showdown in the desert. The Subway Fresh Fit 600, live from Phoenix, Saturday, only on Fox.
Feeling free as a bird now. Fly it. Gonna see the whole world now. Try it. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more.
Geico Insurance. See how much you could save at geico.com.
You've spent all winter reading up on the when-tos, the how-tos, and the what-tos. But now that it's spring, here's a tip on the where-to. During Gander Mountain's Get It, Get Outdoors event, find all you need to enjoy the great outdoors all in one place. With the latest and innovative outdoor gear from Brunton, MSR, The North Face, and Gregory. Shop the store, our catalog, or online with free shipping every day. Gander Mountain. We live outdoors.
Whoa! That must be the coolest job in the world.
Actually, kid, I'm a fighter pilot. He's the lawn pro.
Mow like the pros and cut your mowing time in half with the amazing Toro Time Cutter Z. Visit a Toro retailer or toro.com/Z to learn more.
My truck isn't something you want to see in your rearview mirror.
My truck is a 3,400-pound precision-guided sledgehammer.
I guess you could say my truck likes to take the path less traveled.
My truck never gets claustrophobic in tight spaces.
My truck doesn't haul tools, but hardware, that's a different story.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tough trucks, tough racing.
Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Jimmy Johnson comes in as the point leader with 898. For more, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed. David Gilliland will be our next qualifier. 16th is his best start of 2010. That came at Bristol. He has one top 15 start at Phoenix. That came in his first race here in 2006.
He's 23rd on lap 1. He definitely becomes the fastest of the Front Row Motorsports group. Now, Dick Bergman, you've seen him running up and down pit road. He continues to gather information. We feel like turn 3 and 4 really has not changed as far as probably track temperature, but already down in turn 1, the middle of 1 and 2, where we have shade, it's went from 123 degrees to 96 degrees now.
Wow.
That's a lot, and I'm sure that makes David Ruderman happy, Dick.
Well, I don't know if it does or not. Let me ask him, David, the temperature, track temperature here in turn 1 and 2 is dramatically lower than in 3 and 4, and overall temperatures are down a bit. How does that affect the way you're going to drive your qualifying laps?
Well, it's just, this corner is obviously going to have a lot more grip than it has had since we've been practicing. So be able to make up some time through here and still be careful down there. I tell you what, the hard part is you come down the straightaway, the transition from light into dark. I mean, it happens so abruptly. It takes your eyes a minute to adjust, and sometimes you miss your line getting in. It's a little tricky.
Okay, keep it between the walls. All right.
Paul Menard, one of the big success stories of 2010. He's 11th in the Sprint Cup standings. Started 12th at Bristol, his best qualifying run. This is his 7th trip to Phoenix in a Cup car.
But you know what's funny, Mike, is you watch those cars, you see them bobble a little bit, and you watch the tracker, and the tracker responds to the bobble. The car gets a little loose, and the guy corrects, and the tracker will go back.
But you know, Darrell, we had this conversation earlier today during one of the practice sessions. Is right now, as Paul Menard ends up 23rd after lap 1, the fastest Ford is Matt Kenseth, and he's 19th quickest. Now, we still have Carl Edwards, A.J. Allmendinger, Casey Kane, but this is kind of the norm for this Ford group, it seems like, all year long. Doesn't roll that big, fast qualifying lap out, but they start coming on when they start the race.
Yeah, it seems like they work on race setup.
Menard nailed turns 1 and 2. He was right up in the checkered flag area, and turns 3 and 4 were his undoing, and his time ends up being almost exactly what the first lap was.
So he'll stay 23rd quickest. Yeah, all the Fords are back there lumped together, about 19th to 27th, 28th.
Fords are down there, and the Toyotas, man, look at 1, 2, 3, 4 Toyotas in the top 6 right now.
And the whole rest of the top 10 are Chevrolets. There's a look at the Roval. Tight turn 1 and 2 in shade. Dogleg in the backstretch. Big wide sweeping turns 3 and 4 at Phoenix. Up over Rattlesnake Hill, past the helipad.
Here we go.
And here comes Jimmy Johnson. 4 wins at Phoenix, 8 top 4s, 11 top 10s. Never finished worse than 15th here. And he's led the most laps in 3 of the last 4 races here.
Whoa, buddy, whoa. He got down on the apron there in the middle of 1 and 2, and it just shot the car up the track and got it loose off 2.
We talked about it at the top of the show. He actually spun off turn 2 in that final practice session.
I didn't like the way that first lap looked, that's for sure. We may be able to get a better second lap here with this car.
Comes back pretty well, Darrell. 11th quickest, despite what happened in turns 1 and 2.
He got through 3 and 4 really nicely.
He really lost all of his time in turns 1 and 2 there. He got on the apron too much in the middle of 1 and 2. Got him loose up off.
Well, if he's that good in 3 and 4, that tracker should move to the left right here, and it is.
Looks like he's got
inching up on the front row.
Whoop, nope. There she goes. Oh, he's working it, but it's going to knock too much speed out of it.
He definitely gets 100 for effort.
And all that drama, and he ends up exactly 1/10 slower than the first lap. Want to see it again?
You can see, look at the left front wheels. You can see how much to turn to the right he is.
Need to put a cooler on that steering box.
Yeah, it's smoking.
When you're going sideways, you're not accelerating forward. Coming up, A.J. Allmendinger and Carl Edwards.
Are you ready to discover NASCAR Nation's next great superstar? Catch an all-new episode of America's Wildest Talent Show, Fast Track to Fame, this Monday on Speed.
Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
Like the crab cakes and throw in chowder, salmon, and shrimp, all for around $10.
No!
No other place can match Golden Corral's Great American Seafood Tour. It's Hawaiian coconut shrimp, Maryland-style crab cakes, and more. And it's all for around $10. Only at Golden Corral.
The energy drink for your feet. ZigTech. I get more train, less pain.
On January 12th, a massive earthquake ravaged Haiti's capital, but there's still so much to do. Please join the Clinton Bush Haiti Fund and other organizations as we answer the call to help Haiti build back better. Thank you.
On long distance, your own phone number, voicemail, and directory assistance. Make us your new phone company or add a second line with Magic Jack for just $19.95 a year. Get Magic Jack at Radio Shack.
I'm Montel Williams. Would an extra $1,000 come in handy right now? Then I'd like to talk to you about Money Mutual. It's your trusted source to over 60 lenders to get you up to $1,000 fast. That big medical bill? Paid. The car? Fixed. Breathing room till payday? Done. Just be 18 or older and have a regular income of at least $800 a month. No credit score required. Need cash tomorrow? Go to moneymutual.com today.
A.J. Allmendinger in the Valvoline Ford. Boy, he's on a rocket right here. Another ex-road racer here at the Roval. That is Phoenix International Raceway. Can he put Petty's 43 on the pole? Yes.
And who would
26.73.
Probably no one in the whole field that he would rather beat than Scott Speed.
You're on the pole right now. If you got more, give it to it. If not, shut it down.
That's a great lap.
That's a Hobson's choice, isn't it?
And that's not near the surprise as Scott Speed, because AJ was second quickest in that final practice session.
Good-looking car.
Second lap was still pretty sporty, 26.89.
All right, buddy, we're on the pole right there to 73. Good job, guys. Good job.
First lap's the pole. Second lap would have been second.
Where?
Are we all speechless? I think we are.
I am.
What a great run for AJ.
I'm just looking at those first five. You know, think about, look, Speed, Ambrose, and of course Junior's in there, and Logano, and Allmendinger at the top.
AJ has never had a top 10 start at Phoenix in 3 appearances. And here's Carl Edwards, who has. He had a pole here in 2007 and has had a couple of second-row starts. 7 top 10 finishes in 11 Phoenix races.
Yeah, when I look at our top 3 right now, Allmendinger, Speed, and Ambrose, I mean, that's 3 drivers. They've never even had a pole in Sprint Cup.
Can we go back to where we said the Fords didn't qualify worth a flip here? Allmendinger's first. The next Ford is 21st, Matt Kenseth. Edwards will fix that, I think. But
you know who that really makes happy? NASCAR.
Yes. Yes.
Going to be a good lap for Carl Edwards, though. Right now, he's 8th quickest, so there's another Ford in the top 10, 27.01.
And he's looking for more. And the tracker's saying, not today.
No, he didn't want any more.
And he knew it.
Yeah. The reason I said NASCAR is because I always think back to the days when somebody would say that, the Chevrolets, they got this big advantage and they can't beat the Chevrolets or whatever. And then Bill Elliott would go out and be 5 miles an hour faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
And that would blow the other Ford team's theory that somebody had, that we had a big advantage.
When I asked the head of competition, Bill Gasway, how do you know when you have it just right among the manufacturers? He says, when everybody's complaining just a little, then we got it right. Matt.
Well, I think the people that are probably even more jacked up about that run than the King, your parents, Karen and Greg, that was a huge lap.
Yeah, I mean, Valvoline Ford, been good all day. Mike Shipley, everybody, everybody's done a great job, and, qualifying's been our hindrance all year, and we knew we need to step it up. I don't know if that's going to get pole. If somebody beats that, they can have it. That's all I had, and, just a great job to everybody, and wherever that puts us, it's been a good day, and we just need to keep building on good days like this and go have a great race tomorrow.
Jeff Burton on the racetrack. Now, Burton was pretty good in practice. He has 2 wins here. He has 18 straight top 15 finishes, including a runner-up finish here last fall.
I know why Allmendinger ran good.
Why?
You do too, Larry.
Oh, he came and visited
That's right.
taping of our trackside show.
We got him pumped up.
Jeff Burton is 13th on his first lap, 27.07. He is the best of the Childress cars.
Nice catch. Pitching and catching with that baby.
He wants a little more.
No, he doesn't want any more. It's out of control.
Second lap well off. So Burton 13th right now. So 2 Fords in the top 10, 4 Toyotas, 4 Chevrolets.
Yeah, once you start doing what Burton was doing, that kind of pitching and catching, pretty soon you're going to strike out if you keep going.
You're looking for the checkered flag.
Right.
Burton is 5th in the Sprint Cup standings. Sam Hornish got his first top 10 finish in the Sprint Cup Series in this race last year.
Sam actually made his Sprint Cup debut here in the fall of 2007. Qualified 26th and finished 30th that day. Got his best finish of 2010, finished 13th at Martinsville a couple of weeks ago. His teammates, Kurt Busch right now is 16th, and Brad Keselowski in the 12 is 18th.
Looks like he could be right amongst them. Good pickup off the corner.
Yeah.
Car looks good. It's
wow.
Great drive off of turn 4. He put a foot in it and then stayed in it. He's working on a top 5. 3rd quickest for Sam Hornish Jr.
And the surprises just keep on coming.
Well, you know, we said all along that they would just get faster and faster and faster. The temps go down, and these are good race cars.
He may not be done.
I'm going to tell you what, that's the sign that that's a good corner off 2 because he hit the rev limiter getting into turn 3.
Well, the car's under him really well. It's not sliding around off the corner like we've seen a lot of them do. So he's got the car planted good, got a lot of grip.
Faster, an 82, but still third behind Allmendinger in speed. Nice run for Sam Hornish. David Rudiman, Casey Kane, and then we move into knockout qualifying.
More bump drafting, good deal. More passing, good deal. And new ticket prices, definitely a good deal. Get good deals on 2-day tickets starting at just $49, plus reduced prices on many seats. It's a new era at Talladega as the rules on bump drafting go out the window and the action gets even more intense. This is more than a race. This is Talladega. Call 877-GO-TO-DEGA or visit TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
As long as we're winding up our doing dials, let's wind them with precision. Open our throttle to even more selection and turn that savings swagger up full tilt. So when the time comes to bust open a can of doing, we've got all the tools for all the things we need to make them happen. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. We've made a special buy on Spectracide Weed Stop. Your choice for just $5 each.
Hey, JD, you seen my drink anywhere?
Where does Carl Edwards get his power? Subway low-fat $5 footlongs. They fuel him up for amazing performances. Subway, eat fresh.
Let's pretend you had a magic outlet. You could use it to quietly power lots of things, even when there was no electricity. It was lightweight and came in different sizes. That's exactly the idea behind Honda portable generators. Quiet, reliable, and fuel efficient. They are not really magic, but they can make magical things happen. Honda, the power of dreams.
Would you like to make a commute that's a little more worthwhile? Then you belong at Bass Pro Shops. Right now, Redhead Bass Tournament shirts are only $14.94, and this Humminbird Piranha Max fish finder is only $99.99. Your adventure starts here.
Monday, Jeff Hammond and the guest judge on an all-new episode of Fast Track to Fame. From Phoenix International Raceway, you'll see an all-new edition Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
What do you think about our boy Hammond there being a judge, Darrell?
I feel sorry for the contestants. That's all I can say.
David Rudiman carrying the Best Western colors this week. He had a little slap of the wall during practice, just a tiny. Whoa, almost had it again.
And that's exactly where he did it earlier. He had a pretty decent lap going to late exit of turn 4.
But he is 31st with that lap.
One thing about it I noticed with these cars, once they start that little juke in the back end coming out, you just can't stop them. You just about got to quit.
He'll have a chance to recover here. But he is, I wouldn't say being tentative, but let's just say being careful to bring it back around.
Being real careful. He's just not good off 4 there. He can't get in the gas.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the speed here on lap 2.
Nope. Second lap's quicker, but it's not going to move him up the board from 31st. This is a lurid slide.
We agree with you, David. Whoa. Man, that thing just went crazy right there. Shot straight up the hill.
What I like, though, Darrell, is look how far into yaw this thing gets, and he is able to save it and keep going.
You know what he did? He got, the reason it shot up the hill, he got on the apron too much.
Yep.
That's what shot him up the hill.
He's lucky he didn't get into that outside wall.
Well, I think the reason he was cutting that apron like that is the car was really, really tight. He's trying to get it to turn, and it turned.
Now here's the one from practice where he just kissed the wall, doing a similar move.
Well, now that qualifying effort blows the theory of coming and visiting trackside with us.
Dadgummit.
Well, you guys are 1 for 2.
But here's the other theory that's very obvious. Got a Ford first, Toyota second, a Dodge third, and a Chevrolet fifth.
And
so
watch,
everybody's happy.
Watch Casey Kane. He may upset that apple cart right here.
Well, that is his teammate that's on the pole right now.
He got way high down here in the middle of 3 and 4. That's going to kill this lap. He might be able to get it back.
Wow, 18th.
He had it going good, but he got too high in the middle of 3 and 4. If he can pull it back.
Lap went from stellar to subpar in a hurry.
Stellar to cellar, right?
Much better analogy. Yes.
He got through 1 and 2 good, but I think everybody will get through 1 and 2 pretty good now because there's a lot of shade there. Was working on improving this lap, but the Achilles heel turned 4.
Yeah, he couldn't keep it down, Larry. In the middle of 3 and 4, just kind of gets up too high and he hurts his lap.
So as turns 1 and 2 get shaded, is the track getting better or is the track getting worse because of the condition of 3 and 4?
I think what it fools you.
Yeah.
You feel good in 1 and 2. You say, the track's got that grip they were talking about. Overdrive 3 and getting into 3, and it messes up turns 3 and 4.
Here's the first lap for Casey Kane.
See, he doesn't want to be up that high. The car was kind of chased it up there, and that really hurt that lap.
Knockout qualifying time. 4 drivers go home. The first will be Robbie Gordon in the Blake Shelton BAMVIP.com Camry.
And that's the tightrope that these 12 guys will be walking. The differential between underdriving and not being fast enough, or overdriving and missing the corner. I mean, I think there's some fast race cars in that group. They showed it in practice, but you just got to be really careful not to overdrive it.
I'm just curious to see how that 66 is going to qualify. One of the fastest cars here in both practice sessions.
Which actually has Michael McDowell in it here this week.
First lap for Robbie, 30th, 27-26. I would think that would get him in the show.
Boy, I would sure like to believe it, but I think we're going to have to see a few cars run before we can bang the gavel.
He's not going to count on it. Look at this second lap.
Yeah, may have gotten in there too hot, though.
Oh, had a great lap going.
Oh, yeah.
And gave it all away.
Yeah, and he even hit the wall there coming off turn 4. But as we say, it's go or go home. Quite a bit of damage to the rear of that car.
Yeah, that's a hard lick. You see the Nerf bar hanging out from underneath there.
So Gordon hangs at 30th with a 27-26. The first lap is the one that will count.
That is a good first lap.
Watch his hands, though. Watch him work this wheel. Juking. Here we go. Get ready.
Now that's some great camera work right there.
Yes, it is.
Sun in his eyes. Hang on.
Are you ready to discover NASCAR Nation's next great superstar? Catch an all-new episode of America's Wildest Talent Show, Fast Track to Fame, this Monday on Speed.
Imagine if you could keep your engine as close as possible to factory clean. Introducing new Pennzoil Ultra, a revolutionary new synthetic oil that takes clean where it's never been before. Nothing feels like a factory clean engine, and nothing keeps you closer to factory clean than new Pennzoil Ultra motor oil. Enter for a chance to win the Ultra driving experience in Italy. No purchase necessary.
You've spent all winter reading up on the when-tos, the how-tos, and the what-tos. But now that it's spring, here's a tip on the where-to. During Gander Mountain's Get It, Get Outdoors event, find all you need to enjoy the great outdoors all in one place. With the latest and innovative outdoor gear from Brunton, MSR, The North Face, and Gregory. Shop the store, our catalog, or online with free shipping every day. Gander Mountain, we live outdoors.
From the dirt roads hidden in the foothills of North Carolina. From the smoothly packed sand on the beaches of Daytona. From the main streets of small-town USA. They are drawn along with thousands of others to bring their stories and their passion for speed to the place where it all comes to life, where the spirit lives on, where the race lives on. the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Get opening day tickets and charter memberships today.
Watch the best of NASCAR on Speed Shows online on demand. Go to the video section of speedtv.com or NASCAR.com each weekend for interviews, highlights, and race recaps from your favorite speed programs like Trackside, Race Day, Victory Lane, and more. Johnny Sauter trying to get this second Tommy Baldwin entry into the show. He has 7 Phoenix starts. Last one here was November of 2008. Did not make the show at Martinsville because time trials were rained out.
Yeah, and he didn't qualify at Auto Club Speedway the second race of the year, so he's trying to make his first start of 2010.
Just saw Jack Roush walk over and congratulate A.J. Allmendinger. I think it might be a little premature, but most likely he's okay.
32nd for Sauter. Now, I don't feel as good about that 27-35, Larry, as I did about Robbie Gordon's 27-26.
That 10th could be a big number difference, no question. Johnny was not quite quick enough in practice to make this show. One of the slowest 4 of our Go homers.
And the second lap is not as fast.
Not moving.
Nope. From a 35 to a 53. So Sauter will have to wait and hope he is not one of the 4 that will load up tonight and head home from Phoenix. Eric Almirola will be next, the Tampa, Florida driver. Second in the Camping World Truck Series standings, with 2 nationwide and 2 truck races here. Now, he attempted but did not make the show at Daytona or Atlanta. For James Finch.
And a lot like Johnny Sauter, really was not quick enough in that practice session that he showed any signs of being able to get in this show.
I think he can do it.
I'd like to see a lap in the 20s to feel pretty good about my chances right now.
The low 20s right now. Yep, 27 20s.
No, he's not going to do it way up there, I can tell you. The car just didn't turn. Looked like the front end just would not stick. Went up the track in 1 and 2, and that's where the most grip is.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, going to be the slower of our 3 go homers it's been so far, so he'll have to try to dig a little deeper on his second lap. Not too deep, though.
34th with a 27-47 for Almirola.
Much better.
He really needs about 2/10.
No, he got through 1 and 2 that time much better. That first time in there, the car didn't stick at all. Washed up the hill. He recovered nicely. That 1 and 2.
Eased it into turn 3.
I don't know about this. So you just watch the tracker go backwards when you start sawing on the wheel.
He's been losing ground ever since late exit of turn 2 on this lap.
Yep.
So Almirola is at risk. The second lap is slower. Coming up, David Stremme and Scott Riggs.
I'm really proud to be a part of it. Love, it's pretty amazing.
Her name is Amanda Brookman, and she is my destiny, although she may not know that, per se.
So you can go online and make any kind of car you want. I made a love car. Do I think they stand a chance? I mean, who doesn't love love?
I love love.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
Who? I went into one of those dollar stores the other day to buy a pencil, and guess how much it cost? $2. Not no math whiz, but it seems to me the money doesn't go as far as it used to. With Denny's new 2, 4, 6, 8 value menu, you can get 16 different meals for $2, $4, $6, and $8 any time of day.
What are you doing, Bob? I finally figured out how to get my lawnmower to sense precisely the speed I want to walk. It's going to be effortless. You see, it can read my mind.
Oh. Why don't you just get one of these? Toro Personal Pace Technology. Mowing has never been easier. Visit a Toro retailer or Toro.com to learn more.
When you come to CarQuest, you'll find the quality parts you need and the service you deserve, along with the peace of mind that you've come to a place you can trust, where our people are happy to share their expertise to help you get it right. Whether you're a Saturday superstar or one of our many professional customers, when you deal with any of our 3,000 CarQuest stores, you'll discover an experience as exceptional as our products, plus the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. Great products, great prices, and something more at CarQuest Auto Parts.
Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Nut Bars. They're made from whole roasted nuts and dipped in creamy peanut butter, making your craving for a sweet and salty bar irresistible. By Nature Valley.
Tomorrow, NASCAR Race Day heads west to Phoenix to relive all the action from Martinsville. Note the start time, 5 p.m. Eastern, live. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot. Live tomorrow here on Speed. David Stremme has done a good job for this number 26 team since stepping in for Boris Said.
I think this just like the Amarillo car, this car is just not, it didn't stick getting into 1. It's not sticking here either. The front end's washing out.
If you don't stick in 1 and 2, it's definitely not going to stick in 3 and 4 the way the track conditions are right now.
This car was decent in practice.
Not so in qualifying. 36th with a 27.63. That's going to let Johnny Sauter breathe a little easier, but still you have to beat 4 drivers to be in the show.
Much better that time in 1 and 2 if he doesn't get down here and lose it.
Well, that could be the best of the go or go homers so far.
Way up the racetrack though.
Dang, Colin,
he was good down to the middle of 3 and 4, and then it just washed way up.
Still better than he was.
Yeah.
Not sure it'll be quite good enough, but Stremme jumps up to 33rd, right behind Sauter with a 27.39.
The good news is he jumped in front of Eric Almirola.
The bad news is there are drivers left to go who we think will be quicker.
Well, we saw Riggs and Bliss and McDowell. We know those 3 guys are pretty fast.
And Blaney and Nemechek we know will push the button. So here is Scott Riggs in his first attempt to qualify the number 90. Looking to make his first Cup Series start since last October at Charlotte. He has 3 Cup races here at Phoenix. 167 career starts with 3 poles, 1 at Martinsville and 2 at Charlotte.
I think if I was going to be guilty of anything in this qualifying run today, I'd want to be guilty of maybe not trying hard enough.
Underdriving a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now, if he comes to the line to the left of that green stripe, that is Robbie Gordon. And if he stays to the left of Robbie Gordon, he will race tomorrow night for sure.
I don't think it's going to quite happen on his first lap. Now, it's not a known that Casey Mears is out of this car. Casey is out of it for 2 races to sit over there and try to help the 11 team and Denny Hamlin as Denny's recovering from that surgery.
27.34 for Riggs. If he can pick up a 10th, he would lock himself into the show. If not, he'll have to wait.
But I think this is going to be pretty good news for Robbie Gordon. There's no championship provisional involved in these go homers. The slowest 4 will go home.
Riggs picks up 1 spot to a 27.30. That will lock Robbie Gordon into the show. Mike Bliss, Michael McDowell next.
A lonely man.
Saturday, NASCAR Race Day powers into Phoenix, where we'll relive the most exciting moments of the season so far. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot. Live from Phoenix, Saturday at 5 Eastern.
Only on Speed.
The Camping World Destination Recreation Sweepstakes is back and better than ever. More prizes and chances to win this year's grand prize. A 4-Winds Hurricane Motorhome. Second prize, a new Coleman travel trailer.
Plus, great Camping World RV and outdoor accessories.
Over $100,000 in prizes will be given away during the Camping World Destination Recreation Sweepstakes in 2010.
Log on to campingworld.com or visit any Camping World retail location to enter and for prize details.
Watch Camping World's Destination Recreation product features on Speed during the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race.
Back it up! When business travel leaves you drained, recharge with Comfort Suites. Spacious rooms, free high-speed internet, and free hot breakfast. Comfort Suites. Power up. Now, stay 2 separate times with Comfort Suites or any Choice Hotel and earn a free night. Book at choicehotels.com.
Would an extra $1,000 come in handy right now? Then I'd like to talk to you about Money Mutual. It's your trusted source to over 60 lenders to get you up to $1,000 fast. That big medical bill? Paid. The car? Fixed. Breathing room till payday? Done. Just be 18 or older and have a regular income of at least $800 a month. No credit score required. Need cash tomorrow? Go to moneymutual.com today.
NASCAR's weekend in Phoenix continues tomorrow. NASCAR race day on Speed, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, followed by the Subway Fresh Fit 600 on Fox, 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Our coverage of NASCAR continues all weekend long on Fox and Speed. Mike Bliss, to make the show, needs to beat a 27:30. That is Scott Riggs. So either Bliss or Riggs will lock in with this run.
And Mike was just right there on the fringe in that final practice session. He was just inside the fastest 8 go-or-go-homers. Not the lap he's looking for.
38th.
Slowest of the go-or-go-homers right now to 27:54.
He needs a quarter of a second to lock in.
Boy.
And he needs to move up the ladder to have a chance to race tomorrow night.
He's definitely looking at improving. Eased it into turn 3 and 4, but the car's just sliding around, just not down in the racetrack.
Just has to start going left, right, and it takes all the speed out of the car.
Second lap for Bliss is slower. Scott Riggs will race tomorrow night. Riggs is locked in, and the slowest 4 in order are Sauter, Stremme, Almirola, and Bliss.
And that's only the second race that 90 cars qualified for this year. They made the race at Bristol.
So good news for Robbie Gordon and Scott Riggs. With 6 drivers to go, A.J. Allmendinger and his dad Greg waiting it out because there are still a couple of bullets left.
His dad, they named him AJ. His dad said he's going to be an AJ. I don't know what. He's going to be an AJ because he was a big AJ Foyt fan.
Okay.
It's Anthony James instead of Anthony Joseph.
Michael McDowell is from Glendale, Arizona, not far from this speedway, and he's into the 66 that Dave Blaney has had such qualifying success with this season.
Boy, that was a good-looking corner right there.
To make the show, he needs to beat a 27:35.
And I think if he goes on Darrell's format, just underdrive it a little based on how he was in practice, he'll easily get in this show.
Oh, this car looks good. It's a
no contest.
Definitely in it.
Michael McDowell will get to thrill his hometown fans starting from perhaps 12th position with a 27:04.
This piece here, this 66 car, it surprises us so many times in qualifying. I mean, Blaney has had this car in the top 10 a lot and in the top 5 at Bristol.
And looking for more.
Yeah, nope. I don't know that it's going to be there though, Mike.
I think I'd be happy with what I had and bring it to the house.
So 12th for McDowell, as the second lap is just 2/100 slower. So he is in, and the slowest 4 remain: Sauter, Stremme, Almirola, and Bliss, with 5 cars to go.
They knew that was a bullet to dodge right there.
Yeah,
because he'd been quick in practice.
That apple didn't fall very far from the tree, did it? Look at that. Same expression, same mannerism. A little bit of shade for the fellow on the right. And here we go with Max Pappas. Mad Max has had a little trouble getting in the show on the short ovals. His best start in 5 races, 21st at Las Vegas. Missed it at Bristol. He's 38th in the standings. And here he goes.
Yeah, I think one of the best things that happened for this group at Martinsville on that Friday was qualifying and get washed out. I'm not sure they were going to get in there on qualifying.
Max needs to beat a 27:35. That is Johnny Sauter to lock himself in. Otherwise, he goes into the bottom 4.
Got in turn 3 and 4 awfully deep, but it looked like it stuck. It may be enough to get him in. He's going to get in.
The road racer from Como, Italy is in the show, 32nd with a 27:27.
Good for him.
All right, I told Booty Barker a few weeks ago I was going to take a radio up to the TV booth and call Max in once he qualified on lap 1.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he can pick up a position or two, but the main thing is he's in the race and take care of the car.
A 33, a little
Good
slower
job,
on
Max.
lap 2.
I think you did plenty to get in there. Yeah, good job.
Absolutely, that's booty. So the slowest 4 remain: Sauter, Stremme, Almirola, and Bliss.
It's my old NASCAR performance buddy there, Booty Barker.
Way to go, buddy.
So now it's knockout time. 4 drivers to go, and with this run, somebody goes home. Dave Blaney moves into the number 55, trying to position it in the standings so that Michael Waltrip can climb aboard at Talladega, and if qualifying rains out, make sure that he is in the show. So to lock in, now it's Blaney who needs to beat 27:35. That is Johnny Sauter's time.
I'd say our little old buddy Dave Blaney, he'll probably reach down in that barrel. Normally does.
Car looks good there.
For the resources they have, Blaney is a tremendous qualifier. This is not the car he usually drives, however.
Well, yeah, look good getting into turn 1, but
speed's just not there.
Not very fast.
Now it's coming back just a bit. Got to stay on the left side of that green line.
He'll be in good shape here.
Yeah, I think
he's done it.
He's fine.
Blaney's 33rd with a 27:28. So Blaney is in. Mike Bliss will go home in the Tommy Baldwin 36. And Blaney is going for 2.
Lap 1 was the insurance lap.
That's it.
Lap 1 was the insurance lap.
Lap 2 is the money lap.
He's flirting with a top 10 here.
Well, his teammate's 12, so
I lost a lot late exit turn 4. It's still going to be better than lap 1, though.
He picks it up to 30th with a 27:22. So Blaney is in. The slowest 3 are Sauter, Stremme, and Almirola. Scott Speed and A.J. Allmendinger. Could it end up on the front row here?
With 4G from Sprint, I can download files up to 10 times faster than 3G. Outside. I can stream the movie Airplane to my cell phone. At the airport. I can have a crystal clear video conference with my clients.
Muffin basket or something.
While working off-site. Or share 5 high-speed connections for online gaming while enjoying the great outdoors.
Eat it, Yoshi!
What can you do with 4G? Experience 4G from Sprint. It's more than a wireless network. It's a wireless revolution.
12 summers of boat hauling, 63 miles of commuting daily. For any extreme from the road to the racetrack, nothing beats Mobile One, the choice of over half of all NASCAR teams. So put some NASCAR in your car. Mobile One.
Want a real good lunch at a real good price real fast? Then it's Golden Corral's legendary lunch buffet. Slow roasted pot roast, homemade meatloaf, an endless choice of delicious salads, all for one amazing low price. Only at Golden Corral.
A broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I want to fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know
Charcoal went out already? Forget it.
There's more barbecue time in every bag of Kingsford charcoal. Kingsford. Slow down and grill.
Hello! Why don't you try a home-cooked meal with yummy hamburger helper? Ta-da! Fantastically tasty, huh?
That's good.
What would you guys like?
Hamburger helper.
What? 1 pound, 1 pan, 1 tasty meal!
Speed's presentation of Sprint Cup qualifying from Phoenix is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 footlongs to choose from. Amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you by Comfort Suites. Recharge after a long day at Comfort Suites. 3 drivers to go. Brandon Ash, Joe Nemechek, Terry Cook. The 3 drivers at risk. Johnny Sauter, David Stremme, Eric Almirola. Brandon Ash has got to pick it up. To lock in, he's got to beat 27:35. To have a chance, he's got to beat 27:47.
Yeah, he's way off the pace here.
28:12 on the first lap. He needs 6/10 at least, 7/10.
He struggled in practice. You talk about a small operation. It's pretty much just him and his dad, Ed Ash. They operate out of Oregon. They attempt to make the race here, both races, and then they also to try to make the road course race at Infineon.
Just not enough speed in that car. The car didn't handle that bad. Just not all that fast.
So Brandon Ash will join Mike Bliss in going home with a 27.94 for Ash. That leaves David Stremme and Eric Almirola hoping to get in against Joe Nemechek and Terry Cook, who have yet to run.
This could be a good little. I don't think Joe's going to win the pole, but he goes fast here.
So Nemechek, trying to make his 21st start at Phoenix, has qualified for every race this year.
Yeah, he was the second quickest of the go or go home cars. This 87 car of Joe Nemechek.
Joe has 4 top 10 starts here, and he has to beat 27.39 to lock in. He has to beat 27.47 to have a chance.
Oh, it got way. The car didn't turn. He went in one just a little too hard. I got down on those bump stops. Hear him on the rev limiter getting into 3. This lap has disaster written all over it.
It's coming back a little bit. I believe it's just going to be enough to get him in on his first lap. Yes.
Did it.
36 quickest at a 27.30.
Nemechek is in regardless of what happens on this lap. It will send Eric Almirola and the James Finch team to the house.
Yeah, I think this lap will be a lot better. That first one was, everything went wrong on that first one.
But it worked.
Oh, this is going to be a lot better lap for Joe Nemechek. He's working on being about the second quickest of the go or go home guys.
Nice lap. 18th for Nemechek with a 27.09.
You just look at these guys, Mike, back there. So here's McDowell in the 66 car. No sponsor, 12th quickest. Here's Joe, who has some sponsor on the car this week. I notice he has PetSmart on the car. It's a nice pickup for him.
And it comes down to Terry Cook, raising awareness for autism. And he has to beat David Stremme's 27.39, or Stremme will race tomorrow night here in the desert. Terry Cook, best start in 16 Truck Series races here, 4th in 2002.
So he needs to run faster than a 27.392, which is what David Stremme's second lap was.
A little wobbly there off the corner, but still looks like pretty good speed. All comes down to 3 and 4.
Eased it in there.
He did. Yeah, which is sometimes a good sign.
Well, it should help him off here. If he can get off this corner and gain a little speed. And
it's right there on
right
top
on the line. Did it. 27.37 beats Stremme's 27.39. Terry Cook will race tomorrow night. David Stremme will go home disappointed.
2/100ths of a second.
But I like what he did. He didn't overdrive the car. Got it in the corner nice and easy, and then accelerated hard up off the corner.
14/1000ths of the second is the difference between racing and riding home. He does pick up another 100th on the second lap.
And that ride home is a long way from Phoenix, Arizona, back to the Charlotte, North Carolina area.
Well, you know, you could leave here and go to Texas.
You could. That's
down
halfway.
A little bit.
Almost right at halfway.
So here is the front row.
What about our front row?
A.J. Allmendinger and Scott Speed. Dick Berggren.
Well, this is a family affair here. We got a bunch of Allmendingers all together. There's AJ's dad, Gary, his mom, Greg, I'm sorry, and on the right, on the right, Karen, and the wife, Lynn, just over his shoulder. Congratulations, your first ever Cup pole. How important was it to you get that Red Bull car off the pole? You used to drive that thing.
Well, first of all, I didn't even know my parents had names till I was 21. I didn't know they had names. It was just mom and dad. But no, it was. I joked. I told Scott after. I said I was either going to run a 2670 or a 29.0. You know, I couldn't let them get that. But you know, more importantly, just everybody for Valvoline, Best Buy, and the PVA, everybody that supports the 43 team. Get a pole. I mean, it's just, I know it might be minor, but it's just small victories for us. And we really struggled in qualifying. So to get our first pole, kind of get that monkey off our back. And more importantly, we get to see the green flag drop, lead it to the green, and go to the front.
How are you going to celebrate?
Take my parents to dinner, get to bed early. It's going to be a long race tomorrow.
I think you better take Lynn as well.
Yeah, I guess maybe too. She, we'll let her go too.
Congratulations to you. Well done.
Of our top 12 in the Sprint Cup standings, how many of them do you think will start in the top 10?
I bet you'll tell us when we come back.
Bet I could.
Here's to getting a weekend project done in record time. Yeah. Here's to mapping out a game plan, to precise measurements, and powerful tools that make a lot of noise. Here's to getting your hands dirty and ending up with something you can be proud of. Really proud of. Here's to Joey Logano and that number 20 team. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
You've spent all winter reading up on the when-tos, the how-tos, and the what-tos. But now that it's spring, here's a tip on the where-to. During Gander Mountain's Get It, Get Outdoors event, find all you need to enjoy the great outdoors all in one place. With the latest and innovative outdoor gear from Brunton, MSR, The North Face, and Gregory. Shop the store, our catalog, or online with free shipping every day. Gander Mountain, we live outdoors.
I went into one of those dollar stores the other day to buy a pencil, and guess how much it cost? $2. Not no math whiz, but it seems to me the money doesn't go as far as it used to. With Denny's new 2, 4, 6, 8 value menu, you can get 16 different meals for $2, $4, $6, and $8 any time of day.
Fastest accelerating, most agile side-by-side in the world. The Red Hot Ranger Razor. Nothing else comes close. Razor sharp performance. See it up close at your local Polaris Ranger dealer.
Michael Annette, I haven't heard much about him.
Michael Annette, born June 23rd, 1986 in Des Moines, Iowa. In 09, he had 35 starts, 13 laps, led 4 top 10s. Favorite sandwich? Grilled cheese. No crust.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series. Get into it.
Yeah, hey, make it out to John from Trevor, number 99. Best career finish came at the very same race as my first career pole. Then it was on to Iowa, and he stopped running.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series. Get into it.
The stars come out and the gloves come off. The NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race, live Saturday night, May 22nd at 7 Eastern.
Only on Speed.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Any fan that recycles a mobile phone during Samsung Mobile 500 Race Week next week will get a 3D collector pin and could win one of 3 unique grand prizes. The Grand Marshal for the race, ride in the official pace car to lead the field of the green flag, or attend the trophy presentation in Victory Lane. For more information, go to TexasMotorspeedway.com. Top 12 chase-eligible drivers. Starting in the top 10, only 2, Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon. That's it.
What about this? Allmendinger, former IndyCar driver. Speed, former Formula One driver. Got Hornish, former IndyCar driver. Moving on down the line, I mean, you got Montoya, Formula One driver, and IndyCar champion.
Former road racer.
Former road racer Marcos. And then you got Tony Stewart, who's a former IRL champion.
You said it. She's a roval.
she brought out the best in a bunch of these guys.
But definitely, who would believe Allmendinger, Speed, Hornish, Ambrose, our top 4. Mark Martin, Kevin Harvick, a couple of past winners here way back on road 12.
I think the surprise was that some of the guys that we thought would be up there in the top 5 or 6, Jimmy Johnson all the way back in 16th, Jeff Burton, another guy that was fast in practice.
We moaned about the Fords, and there are a few Dodges, but of all the 4 makes in Sprint Cup, there's one of each in the top 5 and an extra Toyota. Here's who goes home: David Stremme, Eric Almirola, Mike Indianapolis, Brandon Ash.
How about that? Look at
Yeah.
Lynn Allmendinger taking a picture of OAJ's billboard there.
You know where that'll be tonight, don't you? Twitter.
I bet it'll be before tonight.
Lots to celebrate for A.J. Allmendinger. We congratulate him on his first career pole in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Duel in the Desert.